Okay, welcome to the Logan Podcast. Today we have Jose James Montero. He is half white, half Mexican. We have a baby around the same age. He's engaged. I'm not engaged because my girlfriend eats too many wings. But we talk about comedy, road shows, parents, landscaping, and anything else you remember we talked about?
Everything and under the sun about being a comedian.
Oh, period sex.
Period sex. Gotta love period sex.
All right, Lobo Den. Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den Podcast. I'm your host, Giovanni Diaz. Today we have Jose James Montero, right? James, are you all Hispanic or part white? What are you?
I'm half and half, baby. Half and half.
Okay, your mom's Mexican, your dad's white?
Opposite. Flip it around. Dad's Mexican, mom's white.
Dad's Mexican. Oh, wait, that's how it usually goes.
Yep.
It's usually a Mexican who gets a white chick pregnant. Where'd they meet? What kind of Mexican? Where are you guys from?
My dad's from Mexico. The state is Guanajuato, and then the city's like La Palma, La Luz is the name of the city area. And then my mom, he came to the United States.
For papers.
Yep,
Okay,
of course, papers. Very legal. Everybody was legal. Everybody was legal the whole time. No illegal things here. They met in Beloit, Wisconsin. He started in California, ended out in Wisconsin.
I had sex in Beloit.
Of
Twice.
course, many times.
Oh,
you did?
Twice.
Good for you.
You've done Crane's Butter shows, right?
I've done one Crane's Butter show. Yeah.
Mustangs?
Mustangs. Yep.
And then, so I had Billy D. Wait, I'm not supposed to say her name.
Okay.
D. I don't even know what her real
Bill?
name was. So she worked at the Chrysler plant.
Oh.
Do you know the Chrysler plant?
I sure do, yeah.
Her son got her a job at the Chrysler plant.
Nice.
And I met her after a Crane's Butter show when I did some line I used to do, and I'd be like, who's single here? And then I would kind of listen and pay attention, and I was just like, remember the Predator, right? He had the red laser trackers, and the thing would go, and so I track it or I trace it. I was like, all right, just pay attention who did it in the corner of my eye, and then I went. I had sex with her, and she was in her 60s, I think.
Nice. Well done.
And then the other one was South Beloit. Is Vicky Lynn still out there?
Vicky Lynn is still out there. Mustangs is in South Beloit. So it's all Beloit.
That's Illinois.
Illinois, yeah.
And the Beloit is in Wisconsin.
Correct.
I did a Vicky Lynn show on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And then I had sex with Jennifer, who was an old... She was a heckler. She was this old biker hag heckler who lived with her 9-year-old mother. And I got drunk because Vicky Lynn gave me these drink tickets, and I got drunk. And I remember me and Mr. I don't know if you know Mr. Nate from Milwaukee. He's been out there a few times.
Don't know Mr. Nate.
So Mr. Nate Connor something, he came down, and me and him were making fun of this heckler. I was like, oh, my God. And then I had drinks, and then somebody was like, hey, you want to give her a ride home? And I did, and then we had anal sex.
No.
So you started comedy in Beloit, South Beloit. How'd you start comedy out there?
Yeah, I started doing comedy maybe 4 years ago-ish. Why? I don't know. Depressed. Who knows? No, I went to a Marcos Lara show that was over at the VFW. The Moose Lodge in Beloit. And I was like, just seemed really fun.
You just saw it on Facebook? Or?
No. A buddy of mine named Josh Shope. We heard about it through friends. We went there, went after the show. He's like, dude, you're really funny. You should try to do comedy. And I was kind of in a weird funk. I was like, all right, cool. So like a total jock, I walk up to Marco. I was like, hey, man, this sounds really fun. I mean, is there like tryouts? How do we do this? He goes, I mean, we have open mics. I was like,
well, you don't know when you start. You don't know.
No, I knew nothing about it. Never thought about doing comedy. I mean, everybody's like, oh, yeah, well, you're funny. But to actually do stand-up never really crossed my mind. Then I ended up doing an open mic at a VFW in Machesney Park, Loves Park. And I just loved it. I loved it. Loved having fun with it. Loved being myself and just being able to really engage with people and tell people my story. And, hey, if they find it funny,
what was this
great.
funk you were in? Did
Funk?
you have a breakup or something like
that?
Well,
so...
Just smoke crack?
No crack. An ex actually called me and reached out to me. And it was like just cutting those old wounds back open. I was like, oh, I need to do something fun. And...
Who was his ex? He was Hispanic?
Oh, we don't talk names. I don't say names. You
no,
do.
not names. Race.
White gal. Gal.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Stupid.
It's the ones that hurt the most. You know what I'm saying? Missed all that money. God dang it.
All right, so you started doing comedy. How'd you guys end up in Beloit? Because was it your parents?
Parents.
They moved to Beloit?
Yep.
There's a lot of Mexicans in Beloit?
Tons.
Oh.
They're all from the same town. Most of the cities from the same
From
town.
Guanajuato?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But That just seems to be where everybody just kind of came to. And my dad met my mom. I believe the story is at a Dunkin' Donuts.
My dad got shot at a Dunkin' Donuts. Robbed at a, he worked at a Dunkin' Donuts. He got robbed in Waukegan.
Of course, at Waukegan. Yeah. Beloit, hey, we're coming up on Waukegan.
Beloit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've had a lot of shootings lately. It's really unfortunate. So.
Yeah, so does Waukegan.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah. Worked with you a few times. It's a good story to tell. For you.
How did we meet? Was it a tournament? No.
No.
Do you remember where we met?
Jordan Pauly out in
Kenosha, which I live in Kenosha now, too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Right on. Open mic was at, oh, my gosh, what was the name of that brewery there?
Public?
Public.
I was there yesterday.
Were you really?
Yeah, but we walked out. They were my girlfriend and I was out because my girlfriend's friend Shalina, who's white, right? But her name is Shalina. She's from Iowa, Slipknot. Anyway, so Shalina, Slipknot's from Iowa.
Yeah.
What kind of music are you into?
Everything. EDM. EDM is kind of my jam right now, but between that and some
You don't do Molly?
Molly?
But you listen to EDM?
Absolutely.
Sober. You listen to EDM?
Sober, absolutely. Crazy white dude like that.
Okay. Well, I saw a video of you, all right? And then you were singing at a bar like 7 years ago.
Totally possible.
It was like it was, I don't know if it was on a TV station. I saw WQR. You're singing something on The Voice.
Oh,
what was that?
That was the voice of Rock County. That was on B103. It was a karaoke contest, and whoever won that got.
Did you win?
No, I didn't. I got to like the finals, and I just don't have that sweet voice like other people did.
All right, so then, anyways, we met at Public. Yeah, I was there yesterday with Shalina, who's white. It was her birthday, and we went out, and then they complained about it. So this problem with Public is, do you like to drink? We're drinking Truly's right
Absolutely.
now, right?
Truly's Citrus Punch.
What do you like to drink?
SoCo Mountain Dew is my usually go-to. Dude, hey, say what you want, but it does wonders. I don't mind Truly's. I've been switching over just because it's better for calories, I guess. But yeah, SoCo and Mountain Dew is usually my go-to.
Mountain Dew has a bad stigma as a country drink, or is it a white dude drink?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Maybe not in Beloit. So we met at Kenosha.
Yep.
Because that was okay. So Jordan, did you ever do the one when the cop used to run it in Kenosha?
No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
We met there, and it's a funny story about you've never paid for sex, right?
No.
Okay. So Jordan Paul used to have a YouTube video or a YouTube series. Is that what it's called? And then you would drink. He would get a drink, and usually a cheap drink. And we would drink as we recorded. And the first time I did, I drank too much. And then when I immediately left. Mm-hmm. And then I had a choice. And I was going to go to a restaurant. I Googled the closest restaurant because I live in Waukegan. Kenosha, it's like 20-something minutes or maybe 30, depending where you live. And I was like, I'm kind of drunk. I don't want to drive. So I Googled a restaurant in Kenosha. Let me go, sit down, eat. So that'll take like 40-something minutes, like a sit-down place to eat. Mm-hmm. And so I could sober up. But then I went to a website called Backpage. Do you remember Backpage?
Never heard of that.
Do you know what it is? You really never heard of it?
I've never heard of Backpage, but I'm here for it right now. What is
Backpage? Was it was like a Craigslist, but it was full of hookers.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, and then I heard about it because I listened to Rogan episode where they were criticizing. They were like, "This is there's a website." And I was like, "What is this Backpage?" And I had no idea. And I'm listening, and I'm like, "What?" And I Googled it. I was like, "Oh, it is a real one." I was like, "Hook," and then I put in Waukegan or my zip code, and then I saw. And I was like,
no shit.
And I was just like, no, it doesn't exist. It got shut down by the federal government. But then I was like, what is this? And then I didn't think about it. But it planted that seed. It was in the back of my head. And then I used to drink a lot. Right? I used to have a drinking problem. Like I was an alcoholic. I considered myself. It's brought to you by Truly. But then I can control my alcohol now, right? So, but I remember I went to Backpage and then so I left and I found the restaurant. I was about to head over there after Jordan Pauly's thing. And then I went to Backpage and I saw that there was a prostitute nearby and I was like, you know what? Let me go there. So then I went and she had an ankle bracelet, right? Because she got caught in a shoplifting sting. She was part of a shoplifting sting in Walmart. And then I went home. But then the next episode I did with Jordan, I decided I'm not going to drink that much. But anyways, we met at Public, right? Mm-hmm. Was it you just started? So you drive everywhere to do comedy, right?
I do, yeah, absolutely.
Because I told you, I was like, if you want to come to you, but you go, where were you just at recently?
I did Indiana. I was at Crown Point at Mighty Mix, and I was at the House of Blues.
What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Subaru.
Okay.
I used to drive a Camry. Yeah, that's the stigma, a little less above action. But yeah, Subaru now gets decent gas mileage. But I was at the House of Blues recently, and then I produced a few shows in Beloit. So Basically, my show's in
We were
Beloit.
just talking about your show in the last podcast.
What?
Because we were just talking about when you know what? Do you remember you gave Anthony Fuentes the spot?
Yeah.
Okay, because me and Anthony were going to do a show in Waukegan. We couldn't do it, so then I just ended up going home because the venue changed some rules. It was like during COVID.
Oh,
And then-
I heard about this.
And then you gave Anthony a spot.
Yeah.
And that producer messaged Anthony, and she was like, "Oh, you have a show all of a sudden? Interesting." She thought
we had gotten that show booked like months in advance, but he totally forgot about it. So he called me like I think the day before the show, like, "Dude, my bad, I messed up. I'm double booked." And he said it was an important show. I was like, "All right, man. Hey, no big deal."
Comedy Jam, yeah.
It was okay. So I was like, "No
Comedy
big deal,
Jam.
man. I'll figure it out. Just do what you got to do." And I get a call the next day. He's like, "You know what? Forget it. I'm coming up to Janesville. Things change again." I was like, "Okay, all right, man. No problem." So that was actually a big show. It's at a place called the Venue in Janesville. That's a show I ran up there, and we ended up, I think, maybe 120 people first show there. It was a great show, but I heard, some weird shit happened over
Yeah,
at Waukegan.
yeah.
What was that about?
So then he went to what happened was afterwards. I just talked about it, but basically he went on that video rant. I don't know if you saw it. He went on a video rant.
I saw a little bit.
So I saw it all, and I saw it when I was drinking at a housewarming party, and I was like, "Go, Anthony." I was still a little bit bitter because I wanted to do the show, and then I couldn't, and I was like a little upset about it. So I shared his post, and then the producer messaged me. Then she told me to like, "Can you take off?" And I actually the next day I woke up and I was sober. I was like, I deleted my share and whatever. But then when I was telling Denise, I was like, then she deleted me because she was on my show. She was a guest, and then it was like a little bit of a comedy.
Well
but
done.
she's not my friend anymore. I don't know. I'm still a little bit because I liked her, and I've never had any issues with her. And then I was a little butthurt.
We're
that
talking
she
about
deleted.
the
Kristen
producer?
Carnes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got to tell you this. I've been lucky to where I've been doing comedy.
And I don't even know. For example, my last guest, Denise. I think I didn't even ask about this. I think Jordan Pauly, which I'm cool with, has her blocked for some reason. I don't know. There's a lot of weird.
I would say a big perk about being from Wisconsin and Beloit, where I'm at, is I stay out of the drama
You're
shit.
not in it.
I don't need to be a part of it. I'm like, everybody's got beef for some weird reason. I'm just like, what the fuck is going
It's
on?
fun. Do you go in the groups, Christine, and watch the beef sometimes? Like every other week, there's something.
Oh, all the time
enjoy
there's
it.
something between the Milwaukee scene, between
Milwaukee.
Chicago, like there's
Milwaukee's been calmer. It's less, but Chicago's active with beef.
between
Active.
Chicago, and the suburbs. I was like, I didn't realize that was a thing. And then
It's every week.
I'm just watching like just the suburb page. Just it's almost like porn. Just let me tell you about this motherfucker right here, and like then it carries over to people's profiles, and then so it's like it's like the same 7 people, it seems like, and I'm just like, all right, nothing personal, but you might be a funny comic, but I'm not getting involved with that. I just don't want none of that. But I've been fortunate just to work with a lot of good people, and then stay the fuck away from the crazy people.
So you started. Oh, you started. Sorry, let's go back. You started at Marco's show.
Yep.
You know Marco's. I
Marco's?
started Marco. My first paid gig was with Marco's.
Same.
Ever. So I went to. He used to have an open mic somewhere. I don't remember where it was, but he was like he put out a post. It's like, hey, this is how I get people. He likes to see people live, and I get it because there's clips, but there's only so
Same.
much you can get from a clip.
Same.
So yeah, he had a mic, and he would go, and I went, and I did the mic, and then I got booked from it. So my first, I think, one of my first main regular paid gigs was doing Marco's shows out in Rockford, Loves Park. What's the other place?
He has a few shows in Beloit. So basically, state line area. It was Beloit, Loves Park, Chesney Park, Rockford was his main strip of shows that I was a part of. And those are the ones he produced. So probably around there is what you hopped on. And those are the same shows.
So now you're doing good shows, right? It seems like they're good popping shows.
Well,
Are you still doing shitty? Are there any shit shows you've done recently?
Define shit show. What does shit show mean?
I was in Porter, Indiana. The owner was heckling us. Some guy went on stage and told me when he punched me in the face, and 2 bartenders quit that night, and they came back. That was a shit show. Oh, T Murph. He's in a show called Woke on Hulu. He used to run the Tilted Kilt in Bolingbrook. It was me, Schmitty B, Amy Shanker, and this guy named Peter Daniel, who was a suburb comic who's divorced. But anyways,
Did you say Tilted Kilt?
Tilted Kilt.
That is a weird ass place to have.
No stage.
Yeah.
TVs were not turned off. People didn't know it was comedy. Wireless microphone. And then we started the show, and then T. Murph went up to me, and I was young, and I didn't know. He was like, Giovanni, I could turn the TVs off, but then, we might lose some people, or I could leave them on. What do you want to do? Never produced a show, didn't know, like, how the thing works. Obviously, I'm just my first year in, I was like, I guess leave them on. Big mistake, obviously. Always, if you're a producer, go. And after that, I remember I did shows. When I would go, and I'd tell the owners of the bar, and I was like, I need all the TVs off.
Absolutely.
Unless there's going to be like a flyer of a show up, the TVs are coming off. And I remember one time I did a show at this place called Legits, and there was one guy who was sitting there who didn't pay. I think I made him pay. I don't know. But he was sitting he was just sitting at the bar before the show because it was already open. So he was just sitting there. And he was like, well, there's one guy, the bar owner told me, there's one guy here listening to a Cubs game. Can we keep it low for him so he can listen? And I said, no, we cannot. So he needs to turn it off. Oh, by the way, who is this guy? Did he pay for a ticket? And he needs to pay or he needs to fucking leave. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what kind of relationships you have with the places, the venues. Did you reach out? Because those people reached out to me to do a show, so I had a little bit more hand, and I was able to.
So I ended up producing shows from Beloit. I'm producing a show in Lincoln, Nebraska coming up. Basically, I drive to the venue, introduce myself. I think I've had a few times people reach out to me. Those ones, it's just. There's got to be a lot of things that fall into place for me to want to do a show there. I have nothing against bar shows, but I think now that I'm doing rooms that are a little bit beyond bar, there are less things you have to deal with. Like, because bars, you get the local townie, right?
Yeah.
And he's even if you're charging tickets, bartender's not going to make him pay for a ticket. But you can expect that if you're having a bar show, you're going to get hecklers. I mean, welcome to a bar. You know what I'm saying? So I
want to go to a bar right now. This is my second Truly.
Yeah, I went to this Mexican place down the road. They're not too bad. Like Arturo's Tacos. Good El Pastor. Give it a shot.
Yeah, I like El Pastor, which is pork. There's pineapple. Did they get it off the Euro thing?
Cut it off the Euro thing. Hell yeah, that's the only way to do El Pastor. Anyway else, that's bullshit. That's not legit.
It's fake food.
No, okay. Off topic, but place in Beloit is called Turked. All right, very fancy, very upscale. I got in an argument with the bartender about what
is it called? Turked.
Turked. I was like, okay, they got Al Pastor tacos. It's a taco place. So he brings me this, definitely not Al Pastor. It was like steak. I'm like, hey man, this is not Al Pastor.
Was it like a brownish?
It was brown. It wasn't even. It looked like.
Pastor should look red.
It looked like asada. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. And he's like, well, El Pastor
was this
could
guy
look.
White?
Yeah, of course
Okay.
he was. He's like, well, El Pastor can look very different. Like, I'm not trying to be Mr. Mexican, all right, but I've been to Mexico. I've been all over the country, and I promise you, Guanajuato. Yeah. I've been all over. I promise you, it has never looked like this. And so I just felt like I felt like a dick. I'm like, dude, this is not El Pastor. He should feel like a dick. And he's grilling me. He's like, well, not every place in Mexico makes it the way you've experienced. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, buddy?
Yeah, basically, some places have a little bit more pineapple, a little more onion, and that's about it.
But it's pork.
Yeah.
This was not pork. And I was like, that you've got the main ingredient wrong.
I want an Al Pastor taco that you cannot eat if you're Orthodox Jewish or a Muslim.
There you go.
Like, I can't have. Oh wait, no, that's Indians. They can't eat cows or drink cows.
Yep.
But there's a place in Vernon Hills. Oh, I forgot the name of the place. It's in this little place called. It's like a nice little area. Vernon Hills is a nice area.
Okay.
Right. And then there was a place I went to. It was a taco place, and it was decent, but it looked like a white dude went to Mexico and just fell in love and recreated what he. Man, when you walk in, it looks like. As far as the atmosphere, which made it look a little bit weird. It almost made it looked like he took this part he saw in Mexico in this restaurant and copied it exactly and put it here. And that's what it looks like. So it was kind of weird. It was kind of like, when you go to the zoo and they have that fake stuff for the lions. That's what it looked like. And it was just, but the food is good, but it was obviously, and it was credit card only, and there was no cash and things like that. But the food was good, but
that's on Mexico.
It was so weird for me to be there, like, because a lot of Mexico it's cash only.
Cash only.
So this was, I don't know. I get like Six Flags is cash free now.
Oh yeah, you have to put money on a card as soon as you walk in. I'm like, what the hell is that? Hell no. And did you know that if you still have money on that card 6 months later, they charge you for the money that's on there if it's over a certain amount?
No.
I swear. I swear. Check it out. Read the fine print on the back.
I don't know. Are you getting laid right now?
Am I? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Are you single? Or,
No, I'm engaged now.
What? When'd you get engaged? I didn't see your face.
Dude, because I don't put anything really personal on Facebook. I try to stay off Facebook when it comes to personal life. Like I had
comedy-based Facebook. That's smart.
Yeah, I just I
usually do that, but my girlfriend's very not, so I get tagged.
Dude, she's
so
great.
I do it.
She's really nice. Are you gonna get married to her? What's going on there?
She eats too much.
Eats too much.
So we can't get married.
Mm-hmm.
No, listen. So her son asked me. We would have been engaged by now if she didn't eat so much. Because her son went up to ask me the other day. He's like, I know you're gonna propose to your mom. It's like, when are you gonna propose to my mom? When are you guys get married? I was like, look, not anytime soon, because I have her Jessica Cardona, soon to be Diaz, May More Forever on here on my thing. But I told her, look, right now I'm paying down my credit card, right? So I have credit card debt, and then it's like, so I can't buy a ring. And your mom does not stop eating. Like, she eats out all the time. She door dashes like 4 times a day. She gets up, and we were making fun of it. She's like, "Oh, I need some. There's not enough ketchup on my thing." DoorDash, we make fun of it. Like, so it's like, if your mom didn't like wings and eating out so much, we would have been proposed. So she
could have
made
afforded a ring.
Yeah, I can't.
I didn't know where you're going with that.
No, I could afford it, but I got to pay it on my credit card, and then that, like, I pay it down. And then it's like, I should pay down soon, because I paid down the furniture. We got the new house. This is what happened. We got the house, and there was no furnishing, so we had to get a fridge. We had to get an oven. And that I'm just paying down. So I have to pay down stuff. So I can't I'm not doing it without a ring, but I can't afford a ring because she can't stop. Like, when I went to Miami, spent $4,000 on strippers. I came back
in Miami.
Yeah, in one night. But, we didn't have sex. But we went back to a hotel. I broke a toilet.
Nice.
We were there till like 5 p.m. We partied till like 5 p.m. It was this was right before the podcast started. But anyway, when I came back, I have an app where I track all my expenses, and I was spending maybe $400 a month on food, eating out. And then when I came back, everything was, I drained all my bank accounts, and everything was like I get direct deposit once a week at work, and I remember I would just look at my bank account when I came back from Miami, and it would just be less negative. For the first few weeks, it was just negative. It was until 3 weeks in, it was not into the positives, my checking account. So it was just less negative every week but when I locked down, and then I remember I ate nothing. I didn't eat out. I ate the bare minimum, and I won't eat out. And then I remember I looked, it went from $400 to like $27 at $23.20 I spent that month on food. So I know how to, like, when I need to lock down. That's not happening with her. You know what I mean? She was like, we need to stop eating out more. And then we go out to eat, and she can't stop.
I'm guilty about that too, though.
Yeah,
I'm guilty about that, because honestly, being on the road all the time, someone's, oh, why don't you just pack a lunch? It's like, no, I don't want to pack a lunch and eat a turkey sandwich on the road.
And when you're driving, and it's like,
fast food.
like, and it's stressful too. Like, you're driving. This is a problem I used to have. I used to go to Milwaukee. I just remember this because there was a Wendy's between Milwaukee and my house. I used to live in Waukegan in Beach Park. And there was around Racine or somewhere around, there's a strip club off near 7 Mile Road. But around that area, there's a Wendy's I would always hit back. So when I would have a good set, when I go to Milwaukee, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to Wendy's. I'm picking out. When I have a bad set, I'm like, oh, that sucked. I need food. I'm going to pick out. So I had this bad habit, like, no matter what, I would hit, like, the comfort food. And
absolutely.
You would fucking...
I say, as trash as White Castle is, anytime I'm near Kenosha, I know that in Wisconsin, that's the only White Castle. Anytime,
the one in Kenosha, by the Woodmans.
Anytime.
They closed the one in Gurnee, and they closed... No, the Gurnee one's open.
Gurnee one is open.
The Waukegan one shut down 3 years ago. We used to go with my Polish buddy, we would go drink, and we'd go to the White Castle right on Belvedere.
Trash a case of White Castle, absolutely.
I get two. I get the number one with 2 regular cheese sliders and 2 jalapeno sliders. Get some hot sauce and an orange iced tea. Now they have it. Actually, now I don't drink. You know those machines that have like 100 drinks in one? Like, I don't use those anymore. I feel they're mediocre, and it's never really good. So I don't mess with those anymore.
Got to kick it, man. It's a bad habit.
But bad shows. Have you had any bad shows lately? Or in the beginning, did you have some bad shows?
Oh, of course, man. I bombed so hard. It's not necessarily that the venue was bad. I think everybody's bombed. I think I did a show in Sterling, Illinois, and I was supposed to do 15 minutes. I maybe got 7 minutes into it. And the comic that was headlining
Sterling. I've done Sterling.
Yeah.
Is that almost near Iowa?
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much. I mean, Sterling's there, and you got Dixon, and then if you just take 88 or 80, one of the two, for another hour and a half, you're in Iowa. You know what I'm saying? But what had happened is that the comic had his entire family sit in the front. And
Do you know you want to name the comic?
Nah.
Okay.
But they laughed their ass off for him. Nobody else. The rest of the lineup, they didn't laugh at shit. But because the entire front was quiet, everybody else was pretty quiet. And
what's the name of the spot? I think
I think it's changed now. It's like the Rusty Fox or Silver Fox.
I did that.
And I don't know. It was just early on when I was doing comedy, and I got 7 minutes in.
Was that skinny guy still running it?
Scott Galvin?
No.
Yeah, I think it was Scott
Is
Galvin.
Scott Galvin still doing comedy?
Yeah. Dude,
Really?
I just did a show with Scott up north. It was a great show.
God.
Good time.
Don't tell me he deleted me on Facebook.
Maybe. I don't know. But that one was on me. I bombed because of me. I was like 7 minutes in. I wasn't getting shit. I'm like, you know what?
Maybe. Does he have an actual Facebook? This is Scott Galvin Comedy. Did you delete his regular one? Or am I?
I really don't know.
Yeah, he did. Why'd you delete me, Scott? He's deleted me.
Oh, man. Scott.
Okay.
Between him, Alex Savant.
Alex, that's what I'm thinking about. The skinny guy.
Chill
Alex
Pill.
Savant.
Chill Pill Comedy. Hell yeah. Did shows with them. And yeah, that was one of the worst shows I've ever done.
The Rusty Fox. I did a show there. It was Matt Drufke was headlining.
Okay, sure.
And it was Chill Pill, right? And I remember this is there was a girl named Lisa Peters, whoever booked me for that, it was Chill Pill or I forgot. But they were like, hey, if you want to bring somebody, there's a guest spot. So I messaged Oscar. He didn't have something. I messaged Jason Acevedo. He didn't have any. He couldn't. Like I messaged a few people, and then Lisa. I don't know. She's not doing comedy anymore.
Can't say Lisa rings a bell.
She's like half white, half Hispanic.
Okay.
She's like you, right? The dad was a biker or something like that. I think that she was from Nebraska or Iowa.
Darker than me though.
No. You're about the same skin tone.
Nice.
But so I did a show. Lisa, we did a show at I don't think you were around for the Whip Theater. It used to be in Edison Park and it burned down.
No.
Tony Valley, I think Valley, he had it and it burned down. Ice Machine. So anyways, I messaged her. I was like, hey, you want to do a guest spot? So I picked her up from the city to go do a guest spot there. And then on the way up there, now I have a camera on my phone now to record stuff. My Jessica said, like, I gave a ride to one girl after a podcast, and Jessica's like, I don't want any females in your car unless you have a camera recording. I don't want anybody saying anything or accusing you of anything.
Gotta be safe.
She was like, he's like, no more, because I was gonna do Uber too. I did it for like a day. Actually no, they canceled on me, so I never did Uber. But I signed up for it, but then somebody canceled, but I have the camera now. I still have the camera. But I remember on the drive up there from Chicago to Sterling, she's talking to me about something, and then I got this weird vibe. She started talking about, you know what a pixie is? A pixie.
Pixie, like the
not the band.
No.
Yeah, the mystical
characters.
Thing.
Yeah.
It was either pixies or fairies. She's like, I believe in pixies, and I was just like, and as soon as she said that, I was like, oh fuck, I shut down. Like, I ain't saying shit. I gotta be careful to what I say. Like, this is the cancel zone because this chick she's talking to me how she believes in pixies, and that's like, so then I just like the rest of the talk was me just saying and that was it. And I remember I pulled over to one of those an Oasis, and if people don't know, I think that only Illinois thing. It's like an Oasis is you're on the highway and then there's a giant bridge over the highway, but it's a bunch of restaurants and it's built. That's the Oasis. So I went in there and I called my friend. I was like, all right, this chick is crazy. I gotta watch what I fucking say. This is wait, I just cursed at a Christian podcast. Anyways, but then you Catholic, right?
Yeah. Non-denominational, but I wear this. It was kind of gifted to me. So
okay.
Yeah.
So then we get to the show and I do my set and whatever, and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna go home. Actually, it worked out for me because I lived in Waukegan and Sterling is, you know where Sterling is, so
yep.
I'd have to go to the city to drop her off and then go home versus a straight shot back to Beach Park, which is still like 2.5 or 3 hours or whatever. It's still long. Because I was getting to the show, I looked at my thing and said like Iowa Cellular. So that's why I figured I was close to Iowa because I saw like the Iowa thing from T-Mobile and went to like Iowa something. So then she got home, like somebody gave her a ride, but then I found out in her mic maybe a few weeks later, it was like, oh yeah, she was scared to go back with me. And it's nothing I said. It was something I said in my set, right? It was a joke. And I don't know. And I'm sure some of my jokes are, it was my first year or two. So like when you first start, there's a bunch of stuff that you're figuring stuff out. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, but then she was, but then because I remember I was like, oh, I went to look her up. I was like, what happened to Lisa? And then she deleted me. Like I just realized, I wonder why Scott deleted me. Just ask him for me.
That's a hell of a segue story there.
Huh?
That's a segue.
But it was rustic. I remember that's one of the times where I came back and then she was like, I felt uncomfortable. And so it's one of my jokes I did on my set. And I don't even remember what the hell. I don't do any of that material anymore because it was my first year. But that was my Rusty Fox. So that's.
Yeah, I can't say I run any material for my first year. I don't even remember. Like the first 2 years seemed like a blur. And it wasn't until I really started getting a groove that I was like, you know what? Okay, let's kind of go this direction with what I'm going to do on stage. I just kind of been running with it.
You're a landscaper?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Landscape in the day, take a shower, go out and do some comedy at night.
You've always been landscaping, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So how you do your own stuff? You sub or it's all your own contracts?
Dad owns the company, and I just work for my dad. So he's the one who does everything from top to bottom.
Our dad's a Mexican.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, landscaper.
Runs that shit.
My friend did. I caddy on the weekends, and then oh crap, Scott deleted me.
You gonna add him? Go ahead. Shoot him a
I don't know. Should I add him?
Why not? He's a cool dude, man.
Should I ask him? Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Maybe I always hope like maybe they just made a new Facebook.
Could be.
But all right, hold on.
I don't speak for anybody. All
right, Scott Galvin. Hold on, I'm over here. Who else? Who is doing shows out there right now?
Nate Clemens. You ever get a chance? Really chill dude. Good to work with.
Who's that big guy?
Jared
giant calves. Yeah, his calves are like this big.
I don't know about his calves.
Not his calves.
His heart is this big.
Yeah,
Let me tell you. Jared Corey, cool dude.
Doesn't he do a show at a vegan place?
I don't know about vegan place.
It was like Pig Brewing or something.
No, that's Pig Minds. That's a beer brewing company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does that. He does Lucha Catina, which actually really solid Mexican food in Rockford. He's got like 4 or 5 venues. Hit him up. Great to work with.
Somebody like some of the shows in Rockford. There was one show which I liked the show, but the Mexican food was a little bit.
Where was that?
Okay, I'm not gonna say it because I respect the person who runs the show.
Okay.
But the food is a little bit like
after the show.
Yeah.
The show.
It was great. I had a great time at the show.
Uh-huh.
But the food was a little bit like whitewashed. It wasn't that Mexican. It was like
okay.
I don't know. It wasn't like your spot where he was. It was your steak apple store or something like that you got from that spot. But it was
If you find a spot that's got some good rice and beans, the rest of the food is going to be on point.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be good tacos, and there's going to be that spot that you're going to go to 9 times out of 10.
There's a white lady at the Home Depot in Waukegan I used to work with.
Okay.
And then, no offense, you're half white and you're 100% white. I don't want to offend you guys, but this is why I would never take advice again from a white person talking to me, or maybe an old Jewish lady who works over Home Depot giving me advice on Mexican food. Because she told me about the spot in downtown Waukegan. She's like, you got to go. The food's amazing. Like, she's like, the beans. They're like, I don't know if they roast the tomato. It's just something. And I was like, really? So I go, and then white people have no taste buds, or they can't taste flavor. They don't like anything seasoned. And then I went, and I had the beans. There were some basic-ass beans, just regular. Like, so I went with my white friends, with my girlfriend. She has some white friends, and she made some white. She even apologized. She brought me some Chick-fil-A sauce, and it's like, I know this food is very white. Ain't got no type of flavor. Do you cook?
Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah.
Your mom cooked. Did your mom cook?
They both cooked. Honestly, they both cooked.
How did she cook? She was white. Did she?
I gotta say this.
What was the seasoning like?
Seasoned it really well. We grew up in a Mexican, hella Mexican food in our house. So like, if you come over to my house on Sundays, we're doing flank steak. All right, I'm gonna go get some OG rice because I can't make rice for shit. My mom and dad can, but I can't do it for shit. My aunt is the staple cooker in the family. Like, all right, like if we're having arrachera, that's the one you want to go to. You want to have barbacoa, she's the one you got to go to. The way she makes her beans and rice, like the rice with the green peas in it, you know what I'm saying? You ever had green peas in your rice?
Yeah.
Dude, fire. Amazing cook. So I've just learned from them, and
you're engaged.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Did I even say congratulations when you told me?
I don't know.
How did you meet your lady?
She came to a show. She's
okay with comedy for now? Is that going to change?
I told her straight up. I was like, this is something that...
How long have you been together while you've been doing comedy? Because comedy is stressful.
Comedy, we've only been together for over a year, just over a year. And I just told her right from the get-go, this is something I want to do, I'm very passionate about, and it's going to be something I'm going to do. So if we're together, you have to be okay with it. And she's been super supportive, like on the drop of a hat. Like I forgot this was happening today. I thought it was next week Sunday.
Okay.
Very supportive.
But you go to church?
No, not as much. No,
okay.
No.
That's fine.
No.
No, priests. They're pedophiles. Doesn't matter. Anyways.
Okay.
They wear these robes. Like, not all of them, right? We all watched To Catch a Predator, right? With not Chris Matthews. But we
Dateline TV? Yeah.
You've seen, Kristen, you've seen The Catch a Predator, right?
Yeah.
The show. It's important to watch that show because people will go many miles and bring condoms and pizza. But anyways, you were saying about your fiance.
Long story short, came to a show. We knew each other in college.
Show was in
Beloit. At my show at the Turtle Tap. It was a show that I used to run in Beloit, and just went from there. So after a show, so I was like, "Hey, you want to grab a drink sometime?" And the rest is history. So,
what'd you guys grab? What did she drink?
Whatever she's feeling that day.
I love alcohol.
You love alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a beer go-to. But she'll
like
IPAs
she loves
or
like
no IPAs. More of a seltzer.
Did I ask her race yet?
No, Caucasian. It's okay.
Wait.
I let my dad down more. No big deal. Now he's
What
like,
do you mean
God damn it! Now they're gonna
What
be
do you mean
more
you're
white.
following in his footsteps? He married a white.
Yeah, but like you said, it was just Mexicans with white people. Come on, it's what everybody did in the 70s and 80s. Come on. And then when he was like, I got 2 sisters, they're dark, right? And then
Your sisters are dark?
Oh hell yeah, they're dark.
How
like
many siblings are there?
two siblings, Amanda and Monica, right? And then so like in Latin culture, for anybody
You want
listening,
some of this?
ooh, I would love another one. Why not? Dad found out it was going to be a boy, and ecstatic. Like in Latin culture, that's like the apex. You know what I mean? Like your lineage is going to be passed on.
I wanted a girl.
I wanted a healthy baby. I didn't give a shit if it was a boy or a girl. So like I'm sure when I came out, his heart just sank 10 feet because he was expecting this dark Mexican boy. He got Jack Black from Nacho Libre, and it was disappointing for everybody involved. So
Did you like that movie?
I love that movie.
Really?
I love that movie.
I didn't like. Did you enjoy Nacho Libre? No, I did not.
What?
I love the I was so hyped
Y'all a
up.
bunch of haters.
I was so hyped up to watch that movie, and I saw it, and then
What didn't you like about it?
Can I just grab some of your chili? Let's split it. All right.
Okay, go ahead, baby.
And just stop me here. If I'm gonna do it over my bag. Tell me about Nacho.
What not to like about Nacho Libre? That's funny, but I guess I like Napoleon Dynamite. I like those weird.
Napoleon Dynamite is good.
Okay, then how do you not like Nacho Libre? That's like the same line of comedy. A little bit dry, a little bit silly. It's quirky.
Do you like Rushmore? Or is that too...
Rushmore.
You like Rushmore? It has Jason Bateman. No, it doesn't. That guy's not Jason Bateman.
What does that have to do with Jack Black?
Quirky. It's a quirky type of movie, but it's a different... It's like maybe a little bit more highfalutin quirky, college quirky. You feel a little bit like
Van Wilder?
Van Wilder's not highfalutin. Are you kidding me?
What? No, you're right on that one. That's just raw and nasty.
You know Van Wilder is based on Bert Kreischer.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Because Bert Kreischer was like an ultimate party machine in Florida State. I think it was Florida State University. And and Rolling Stone came and did an article on them. Or an article. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, article or a piece or something like that.
A piece on them. And then I think they were trying to work something out with them, but then Van Wilder he might have sold
Which is wild. Okay, because you think of Van Wilder, that came out in what? 2008, 9?
Everything is like
maybe
2
sooner?
years for me.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Bert from then to now, he's just really blowing up ever since his machine bit.
The machine story.
Yeah, the machine bit is what really went viral for him. But it's
people don't know he went to Russia and then he became friendly with these two. In Russia, it's very corrupt. It's super corrupt, more than Mexico. So,
110%.
Yeah, and then the Russian mob and everything is very involved. It's like, that one chick, she's in Russia. You can see.
The Brittany Griner, 9 years, 9 years for a little bit of
you know what I mean? Which is just
oil, whatever.
It's it's a political plays.
It's Russia,
like
dude.
Yeah.
Well, what did you expect?
So everything. So Russia, he became friends with these two Russian gangsters that were assigned to them because you need people in the mob to get you through. And then this was like a student exchange thing, or not exchange, but
it was a
student thing when you go student trip.
It was for his Russian college credits.
Yeah,
he needed to go on this trip, and he had a master's in Russian, right? And so. Yeah, he goes there and gets a crazy story.
So, he goes friends with these two Russian mobsters, and the Russian mobsters end up robbing. They were on a train. They end up robbing the train, and he's there, and they just give him the stuff. And then the teacher, she's like, "You can't. You need to stop. You can't." And the Russian were like, "Shut up."
We are just butchering this bit, by the way. We're butchering.
No, but if you look up, it's a machine story. It's a very famous story. He became the machine, and now He performs with his shirt off.
Because that was the only words in Russian that he knew was.
Oh yeah. So basically,
I am the machine.
The only words he didn't pay attention in his Russian class because he was a party animal, right? So he didn't pay, and so only things he knew. So they go out to him, and then he's like, "I'm gonna make up some Russian." No, dupa's ass in Polish. And he says, so he's like, I can't.
That
Do
was
you know
really
Russian?
Good. That was very fluent.
That's Polish.
I don't know fucking Russian.
He's like, I am that's so bad. And he was like, I'm the machine. That's all he knew. And they would just call him the machine. So they brought him to a Russian party, and then he's like, this is the machine. And they drink. He was a heavy partier. He still drinks a lot.
Robbed his own classmates.
And he robbed his own classmates. They went to the thing and they became the machine. I forgot. Oh, because you got engaged, right?
I got engaged, yeah.
Where'd you pop the? When did you do like fucking? I'm popping
at the baby shower.
Are you having a baby?
I had a baby.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank
you. Don't post it on Facebook, so don't blame me.
I told you. I was like, congratulations to you. You're like, oh, you had a son too. We had this conversation.
Oh, we did.
We did. I might have been.
How old is your?
Must be the Trulies. My goodness, this
your baby?
berry punch is punching.
How old's
me.
your baby?
3 months.
I'm like 4. Oh, so you were right in the same time. I'm for like 4.5 months.
Yeah, 3 months.
How's it been?
Oh my God, is there no sleep?
No, you should be getting sleep soon, though, right?
I'm so
getting a little bit of sleep now.
So.
That first month.
Well, yeah. I mean, first month. Okay, so he was born.
Formula or titty milk?
Well, both.
Okay.
But he was born breached. So, like.
What does that mean?
Means that his head was up here in the sternum instead of down by the vagina where he's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
So, they tried to turn him physically, which was holy hell to watch. And, I can't talk shit about women ever because they, like, literally tried to turn this baby. Didn't work, so they had to do a C-section. And that was wild to see. But long story short, because C-section happened, it delayed the milk from coming in a little bit. And so we had to do formula. And when we went home, like, we had to syringe the formula in his mouth every 2 hours because he was a little underweight. So it was every 2 hours we were up feeding. And it was a team task.
It is.
And he's doing better now, but I mean, he's still getting up early in the morning.
What time is he up?
I'd say
Giovanni
5.
Jr.'s up around. Oh, he's like 7 or 8.
4 or 5, and then
he's 1 or 2. He gets up and he'll feed, and then he gets up like at 7 or 8.
Right, and just getting that routine down, and then working, baby, trying to keep things going at the house, doing comedy, being on the road. It's like when I did Indiana, I got back in time to feed him at 3 a.m. I didn't even really get to sleep, but that's just the way it goes. I mean, hey, you signed up for this. There's no point in bitching about it. Make the best of the situation.
Was this a planned pregnancy?
Absolutely not.
No,
No.
That was planned.
We had an oopsie poopsie, and I was like, oh shit. So we had what was it? There was like a thermometer thing that said green light, red light, yellow light. It was
that was a good show.
Yeah,
with the Asians.
yeah. No.
When they would shot him.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Gotta pay for this. But this is the app I'm using. It's called Femometer.
Yeah, something like that. Absolutely.
So I don't use birth control.
Mm-hmm.
So I track the cycle.
Spray and pray. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I don't spray and pray. I spray when I know I can spray. Like there was a few days ago. Right now I'm in the no spray zone. Right, high conception rate, so I can't spray. So I have to. Well, I have to spray, but I just spray like on her stomach, or whatever, something like that. YOLO. But
right.
but a few days ago, man, I don't think I had any drinks, but it was late night, and I was like ready to spray. And then I was like, I knew I shouldn't spray. And then luckily she got out and she was like, no. And I was like, it was this close. Cause I remember I said, I was like, I don't care. We're having a baby. But luckily she was like, no, let me dismount. Right. And then.
Very well put.
Yeah.
Don't complete me, please.
Yeah. But thankfully, because I was being such a Mexican. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
I told her to stay away from me. It's like she's like, oh, we're gonna have another one. I was like, no, because I have an 11-year-old already, and
we have so she has a 10-year-old.
Okay,
and we have a
boy
or girl.
Same spot, girl.
Okay, he's a boy.
But yeah, it's just like, man, when I was 21 and had a baby, I was like, okay, I can do this because I had all the energy. Now I'm like 30-some. 2, 3. I've lied about it.
I'm 38.
Times.
I'm older than you, or
oh
younger?
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm 32, 33. I can't remember right now.
Oh, you're young.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's the best. No, but that's like shit. I'm so tired. I'm dragging. I'm trying to just make things happen, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we'll have another one." And I was like, "Yeah, you're fucking out of your mind." Let's get
I want to
5
wait
years.
a year. I want to wait a year.
Oh, 5 years. Fuck a year. You crazy?
Oh, you're still younger than me.
I don't
got that much
care.
time.
Younger.
I don't
You
got that much
know.
time.
30. Yeah. No, you have plenty of time. Your body. You can
1
do
year,
whatever.
1 year.
Okay.
I want a daughter. I want him to be close.
You want to be? That's what she says.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I don't want a big gap between the babies. I want them to be friends. You know.
What's the gap between your siblings?
My siblings, 2-3 years apiece, I'd say. Amanda is 2 years older than me, and then Monica is.
She wasn't named after Amanda Bynes, right?
No, hell no.
Isn't she a drug addict now, Amanda Bynes? Or she had some issues?
Of course she is. Everybody from Nickelodeon, Cartoon
Did you
Network,
see the
Disney,
other
everybody's doing.
the other one just came out and like her mom? You saw her?
Did you see that? That's So Raven, dude?
No, the other one that just she was on. She just came out and I guess Nickelodeon offered $300,000 to not talk about
iCarly. iCarly.
Yeah, so her mom was like having some old guy give her an alcohol and put her in bikinis and take pictures.
Fucking creepy.
And the mom, I was reading it. The mom, they were driving, and she's like, "I don't want to do acting. I think it's really, I don't like it." Blah blah blah. And the mom started crying or something. Is it one of those moms? Is it a stage mom? I forgot what it's called, the terminology. But then then the mom was like, "I can't believe you, blah blah. This is our only chance." And then she was like, "No, I was just kidding. I can't." And then the mom was like, "Okay." Then she was happy over again.
Yeah, and then they did Sam and Cat.
Yeah, she wrote a book, and I think the name of the book is like I'm glad my mom's dead or something. And then
I think you're right. I think that is the name of the book. Yeah.
And then Corey Aim. I don't know. There's a lot of pedophiles in the Catholic Church in Hollywood.
Dude, it's fucking sad. And then these parents are like, yeah, we can make millions of money. Then they made that law that if the kid is under 18, every paycheck that comes from the film, I think set aside 15% has to go in a trust or something for the kid that they can't touch that money until they're 18. And I'm just like, dude, how fucking sad is it that we have to have those laws? It's like, oh, wow, you're making millions of dollars? Thanks, baby. You'll get none of it. Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah, but she got freed. So
yep, emancipated.
Wait, you had the baby first and then you got married?
No, we're not married
Or
yet.
engaged? Engaged?
No, we were, okay, so baby shower.
You proposed at the baby shower?
I sure did. I was like, hey, Dad.
Did you have one baby shower?
Yeah.
Well, we had two. We had a white and a Mexican one.
No, we just had one big one.
That's
it
Mexican,
ended up being too small. I was like, fuck, all right, well. I didn't make this reservation for this room.
Yeah.
Our parents
My mom did, yeah. My mom did it, yeah.
And it just hit me in the right spot. I'd been carrying the ring around for a while. I'm like, okay, well, I'm pregnant. Well, she's pregnant. Hopefully this works out. So let's just kind of seal the deal kind of action. Best thing ever was when she told me.
That's cute.
Yeah, she told me she was pregnant. She goes,
emotional.
"Don't propose to me." I was like, what? She goes, yeah, just because this is happening doesn't mean you need to be married to me. And I was more excited than she was because she was like,
about the
pregnancy.
Okay.
So she told me like she was afraid because she thought I'd be like pissed off. And I was like,
oh yeah, because it wasn't planned. Like mine.
No, I was like, at this point in time, we're living together. Okay. I just asked her, are you happy? She said, yeah, I'm happy. I said, oh, I'm happy too. I mean, so fuck it. I mean, we're here. We're going to keep it, then we're just going to take it as it comes. It is what it is. So.
And he was born because you came.
Yes. Yes, it did.
In her.
Yes. Thank you. do we need a play-by-play here, bud? What are we doing? So we're at the baby shower. I just walked up to her dad and her stepdad. I said,
food, mostly Mexican food.
Of course.
Yeah. Was there any mole? My aunt brought some.
No,
it was so good.
I haven't.
Mole is very tricky.
I haven't had good mole or mole in general in years.
It sucks at all restaurants. My aunt, the only good mole, my aunt makes a good one, and she brought some. Otherwise, I'd be like, I don't want any fucking mole.
Dude,
it's very hard to make.
I wish. And it's such a distinct taste, you know? But long story short, had both dads there. I said, hey, I'm going to propose. You guys cool with that? And I said, yeah.
Your dad.
No,
and her dad.
Her dad and her stepdad.
Okay.
So I just asked him out of respect, hey, man, I'm going to propose. You guys cool with that? Yes. Okay, fine. So I just proposed. Nobody saw it coming. My nieces were crying like, oh, my God, you're really getting married? You're such an asshole idiot. What are you doing? I was like, I'm all right. I'm all right. So I'm excited. We don't have a date set. It was just
9/11.
It's an explosive date. Man.
So when did you guys get engaged? When was this baby shower? I just want to know what month or what season. There's 4 seasons.
It was.
You know there's 4 seasons in a year?
Yes, I understand.
So this listener, she just sent me a video on Instagram, and the guy was asking people very simple questions. I thought they were simple questions, and one of them was like, "Oh, how many?" He's like, "How many days are in a year?" And one of the answers was 1,000.
Are you fucking kidding
me? And he
me?
just says yes. He's like, "Yep, you're right." And I don't know if you saw this video. One of them was like, she was asking this girl, it's like, how many seasons a year? She was like, 12. He's like, yep, you're right. It's a funny video.
Okay, wait.
But he did say how many numbers in the alphabet, or how many letters in the alphabet. I don't know.
26?
He said 24. I have no idea.
Oh.
I know it's in the mid-20s, right? Do you know? I don't know. There's A, B,
Producer,
C, D, E, F.
Producer, how many letters in the alphabet?
It's period 13 days. All right, high conception rate right now.
There you go.
What were you saying?
No, I said I had a dumb fucking moment recently. For the life of me, I don't know why I had this, but I thought a decade meant 12 years.
Because of 12 years a slave. It messed you up.
No,
Okay.
I don't know why. I thought Baker's dozen, decade, 12 years.
Baker's dozen is 13, right?
I don't know.
Because a dozen is 12.
It's 13.
It is 13.
It's 13. It's 13. It's 13.
Like the gang, sureños.
Of course.
Sur 13.
Throwing down those sets. No, I just felt like such a dumb ass. Like someone said, oh yeah, it was a good decade, the 80s. And like, here's 10 years of me being a adult going, oh shit, that means 10. Deck.
80 to 92.
The literal word decade is, I was like, God.
Oh, deck means 10 in which, like Latin or
Latin,
something?
I want to say. Latin or Greek, one of the two. I was like, God, I'm such an idiot. Like, what else have I been really stupidly wrong about?
I was wrong about. I can't remember right now, but I was wrong about a few things where I had no idea up until like I think this year that like I really didn't know how periods worked for like years. Now I know because I'm using the system.
What do you mean you didn't know how it worked?
Like I didn't really like. I remember in class. I remember the picture with I think it was a uterus. Kind of looks like a horse's head.
Okay.
Do you remember that picture? I don't know if you had health class in Beloit.
Yes, I know.
But there was a uterus and the egg and attaches and it flushes everything out. I knew that from the picture, but I didn't know how it actually worked. Spotting. There was a word that disgusted me for many. Like I don't like that word.
No, spotting.
Yeah.
That's a weird one. Okay.
But you know what spotting is, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, I can't.
Just a little driplet. It's fine.
No, but it's funny because I'm so grossed out by that. But other stuff. Like P.S. Really into period sex. So I didn't have it while she was pregnant. How was the pregnancy? Jessica's was horrible.
Honestly,
horrible.
Honestly, I was afraid.
Traumatic.
No,
we were in the hospital every week.
Hang on. I was afraid about her pregnancy because she had no problems. She's like, I like being pregnant. I don't understand why people don't enjoy it. And then the baby sat on her spinal cord, and then she was like, oh, God, this is terrible. I'm like, that's right. Because she, like, tossed her. She tossed around the idea of being a surrogate, which, you know what? Good for you if that's what you
carried babies for, like, Kim Kardashian and stuff,
Basically. And you know what? Hey, people want to do it. That's their passion. Good for them.
How much you get paid?
A lot of money. But it's like, I don't know if I could be married to a person who's constantly pregnant because there is a lot of emotions that happen during that 9 months.
And you can't have any period sex.
Yeah, no Red Wings for us.
That's a good shoe.
It is a good shoe.
Made in Minnesota. Duluth?
If I know.
My friend used to work at Red Wing, and that's the first time I ever allegedly did cocaine was in the back of a Red Wing store. And his boss walked in one time because I used to go hang out in the back, and I was passed out. I was passed out after I went there. He's like, Giovanni, come to Reagan to hang out. And I was in the back, and I was taking a nap. And as the boss opened the door, he forgot something, so he came, the owner. And as he opened the door, it hit me because I was laid out in the back, and I was like, oh, sorry.
I can't fathom just doing nothing, putting anything in my body like syringe or snorting up coke just drives me nuts because I can barely put up like that nasal spray without wanting to like stab somebody. All right, can't do it.
We're going live. This is Vix. This is Vix.
I was like, God damn, he's ballsy as hell.
No, this is Vix.
There's like 3 cameras, 4 cameras. It's like that wasn't me.
This is a Vix inhaler. Let's see.
No, I'm a complete bitch when it comes to that stuff. Like needles, anything, can't do it. Can't do it.
I think I like the idea of snorting because it's like I don't really do that stuff that much anymore. Because
doesn't it go straight? Isn't that like just because it goes straight into your head? Is that?
I love it. But. She's like, every time I ask, she's like, I didn't do it. I'm going to get a testing kit. So next time, allegedly, if I ask, 'cause we had a deal. I'm not going to do it unless, Jessica says it's okay. But lately, it's been a lot of no's. And it's like every once in a while, I was like, this time is fine. But it's been very rare. So in the last 3 months is maybe once. But it's been long. It's been long enough, I feel. So I was like, yeah, but now this stupid fentanyl thing, so I'm going to get a testing kit or something like that. It's annoying. It's ruining fun. It's like, remember how AIDS and all these other things ruined, unprotected sex for people?
I love how you make the connection of fentanyl to AIDS.
It ruined, like, you should, remember Austin Powers, you know what I mean? Austin Powers came back from being frozen. He was like, what is it? Wear condoms. He's like, only sailors wear condoms. He's like, not in the 90s where they should. They go from port to port. But anyways, do you have any last words or plugs? You're not going to die.
Oh shoot. Sorry. So I got Laugh Factory coming up.
Laugh Factory, that's near Boys Town.
Yep. In Chicago.
I went to Boys Town once and had sex with, I don't know. I think it was pretty sure it was a dude. After I left the flight attendant's house.
June, July, August. Laugh Factory on the 19th.
The 19th.
I think it's Latin XL with Ken Flores.
Not Hene.
Yeah.
Rene Humberto, Ken Flores.
Yep.
Too Skinny, he did crickety with his uncle. That's Crystal. We talked about it in the podcast. And then social media. What are your social media?
You can follow me on Instagram at Incognito Comedy.
Incognito because he's Mexican but he looks white.
Wow.
That's why it's
yes,
fun, right?
absolutely. That actually came from like Vicky Lynn era time, like that night.
She's a vegan.
I love her. Love her.
South Florida.
Incognito Comedy on Instagram, or you can just follow me on Facebook, just Jose Montero. That's my personal one, or just put comedian in front of my name, and that's me on Facebook.
Your Facebook page.
Yep. Absolutely. So.
Okay, and then follow Logan Podcast on Instagram. Do you have a TikTok?
No TikToks yet.
What are you doing? It blows up.
I
Get a
know
TikTok.
everybody's saying get the ticky-tackies. I don't
Christine,
know
do you have a
if I want
TikTok? Okay, get a TikTok. It blows. One of my things is like almost a million views. But anyways, TikTok, Lobo and Podcast, Instagram, The Lobo and Podcast, Twitter, Lobo and Podcast, Snapchat, Lobo9110. That's only for semi-nudes. And then Jessica's cool.
Subscribe, $5.99 a month.
Yeah,
no
turns
big deal.
her on. But then Patreon, $3 a month, support the podcast. Write a letter or message Luca Ferra. Let me release his podcast. Get off of Patreon, and I'll have more episodes out there.
Nice.
I had a citrus punch Truly, and we split this one right now.
Berry Punch, both were fantastic. Thank you, Truly.
All right, thank you. And we had Jose Montero or Jose James Montero. Okay, lower that.
Lobo them, lobo them, lobo them. 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 It's the lobo them. Lobo them. Lobo them. Lobo them. It's the lobo them. Lobo them. Lobo them. Lobo them. It's the lobo.